Prince Bernhard of Holland, take the place of honor during a victory parade held in the historic city of The Hague. The first such ceremony held in this city since the German capitulation sees representatives of all Canadian units taking part. Particular ovation is afforded Prince Bernhard by his countrymen on his return to Holland. Also taking part are members of the Dutch NVS, who fought against the German invaders so valiantly and determinedly. Together with all Canadians, they march forward in peace to a better world. The Royal Canadian Navy now records in their logbooks the largest number of undersea enemy craft yet brought into an Allied port. Interception of 15 German U-boats takes place off the coast of Norway. Canadian frigates, which had provided escort for so many convoys across the sub-infested Atlantic, take over. Positions of escort are taken up around the subs, and the strange convoy sails to a northern Scottish port. Former arrogant U-boat personnel stand meekly as they obey surrender instructions of the RCN. Stripped of most of its armament, the once formidable wolf pack now lies listless and helpless. The further disintegration of the German Navy is continued with the capture of midget two-man subs in Holland. Left high and dry on the dockside, they are grim evidence of Nazi Germany's complete defeat. In Toronto, a model school for the civvy training of returned servicemen and women is now turning out skilled craftsmen for all types of endeavor. Set up as part of the government's plan to train soldiers for the return to civilian life, it is one of many such establishments across the Dominion. Technical training covers everything from motor mechanics to carpentry, and from bricklaying to electronics. All training is supervised by highly skilled instructors. Regardless of disabilities, there is a course suitable for all. Members of the CWAC are taking full advantage of the schools. Dietitians renew the girls' memories on the arts of meal preparation. The kitchen gets the once-over from erstwhile cooks. What to do with pint-sized junior without drowning is explained. With modern tools, the tonsorial students pretty up student customers. Hey, take it easy. Maybe he's a sergeant major. The radio class has a husband and wife combination from the RCAF. These modern Canadian schools are the training ground for the minds and hands of useful citizen soldiers. A pledge to continue shipments of Lend-Lease supplies to the USSR is signed in Ottawa. Prime Minister Mackenzie King signs the 4th Soviet Protocol on behalf of Canada. Under the mutual aid commitment, Canada has shipped to Russia over $187 million of material in less than 8 months. The Honorable Ray Atherton does the honors for the United States. Great Britain is represented by the Right Honorable Malcolm MacDonald, United Kingdom High Commissioner to Canada. Concluding signature is penned by Honorable G.N. Zarubin, Soviet Ambassador to Canada. The meeting signifies the first time such an agreement has been effected in Canada. Thus, bonds which grew out of the stress of war are carried over into the days of peace. Rotterdam is now open to the first food ships from England. The tremendous task of relieving the plight of the starving Dutch is rushed forward with the arrivals. LCTs are brought into action to help distribute the eagerly sought food. Because of difficulty in clearing river bridges, the original plan of LCTs delivering foodstuffs wholesale has had to be abandoned. Instead, the cargo is carried to harbor sheds from where it is distributed. All facilities are brought into play to unload quickly. In the past, food shipments arrived by air and overland routes. These were found not to be sufficient. Work was rushed to reopen the port of Rotterdam. The majority of foodstuffs now arriving consist of sugar, salt, flour, and tin soups. To thousands of Hollanders, the food ships end privation and herald a return to healthy diets. After months of intensive campaigning in Italy and Europe, the 5th Div prepares to hand in its field pieces and vehicles. Blazing a glorious trail from Sicily to Germany, it leaves behind a tradition second to none. An inspection of armored units is made by General Crerar. In endless columns, the mechanized might of Canada's 5th Div passes the saluting base. The armored power that unleashed itself upon the Hitler line in Italy moves proudly into history. Arduous tasks and backbreaking endeavor are forgotten for the moment. Deeds of the past will spring readily to the tongue whenever the word 5th Div is mentioned. The impressive array is a physical example of the will and determination of a people who fought and died for freedom. The lid is off one of the war's most bizarre secrets, Pluto, the oil pipeline under the Channel. It first saw the light of day as an experiment conducted in the Bristol Channel. Laying a test pipeline across the bed of the Channel, oil is delivered for months to unsuspecting West Coast citizens. The idea, now a feasible reality, is developed further. Factories begin turning out the special flexible pipe, later to be wound on huge drums. To British engineering skill go the honors for developing this unique achievement. Shortly after D-Day, the pipeline is laid across the English Channel. From specially constructed ships and drums, the line is paid out. The whole operation is completed without mishap. The great secret is never discovered. Twenty pipelines are laid. 5 stretch from England to Cherbourg and 15 to Boulogne. Upon reaching French territory, overland extensions are laid. Once completed, the pipeline is gushing over 1 million gallons of petrol per day to the Allied army. As the armies move forward, the pipelines are quickly added to. Canadian engineers help extend them to forward areas. By the end of hostilities, Pluto has delivered 120 million gallons. High-pressure pumping stations in Britain are skillfully camouflaged. Oil, which has been brought through a 1,000-mile network of pipelines from various British ports, is sent on its cross-channel flow. Thus, Pluto has made possible the uninterrupted flow of vital fuel to mechanized Allied armies battering into the heart of Germany.